Hello, David Moy for Huffington Post here with Jane Goodall, the famous chimp and primate expert. And she's going to be doing a TV series or a special movie on the Animal Planet on October 9th called Jane's Journey. And she is here in La Jolla at the home of Bill and Michelle Larac for a benefit dinner. This is to benefit the Jane Goodall Institute. And at this point, a lot of people think, okay, I'm seeing chimpanzees on TV, and they can't be, if they're able to come over to Hollywood and get good jobs, they can't obviously be, endangered, but that's not the case, right?
Absolutely, they're very, very endangered. They only live in Africa, and when I began in 1960, there were probably close to 2 million in Africa, and today it's less than 300,000, spread over 21 nations, with the only really significant numbers in the Congo Basin.
So now, most of this time, is it because of the bushmeat, or is it because why the loss in 50 years?
It's a mixture. The bushmeat is relatively new. Probably the most significant factor over all those years is loss of habitat, forest clearance, destruction, and it was the logging companies coming in and opening up the forest with roads that actually enabled the bushmeat trade to take off the way it has. And then, of course, human population growth. So these are the factors.
Now, in terms of when we see animals on TV, I mean, outside of, say, documentary films that show them their native habitat, such as Jane's Journey, but when we see them on TV, like on the new show Animal Hospital, does that send the wrong message to people?
I think people have been getting the wrong message through Hollywood and other such outlets for a very long time, because people don't realize, first of all, the cruelty. To train a chimp for entertainment, you must take it away from the mother when it's very young. So the little thing never has a chance to learn how to be a chimp, because they learn just as we do. And by the time they're 7, 8, they're too big and strong to be used in entertainment or pets or whatever people have taken them for. But by then they don't know how to be a chimp, so their future is pretty bleak.
So what kind of work does the Jane Goodall Institute do, and what are some of the things that people should know that is done by you?
First of all, we maintain the research at Gombe. We have a research team with many Tanzanians today. But in order to even think of protecting those chimpanzees, it's terribly important to improve the lives of the people living in extreme poverty around the national park. It's a tiny national park. More people outside than the land can support. There's been population growth there. And how tempting when you've got a beautiful, lush little patch of forest where the soil is still rich and the water still runs, and you are not allowed in because it's a national park. So our Take Care program involves working with villagers, initially just around Gombe, improving their lives in a very holistic way. They chose how they wanted help, and then we were able to introduce microcredit for women and scholarships to keep girls in school. And we're now in 52 villages, all around Gombe and way into the south, where there still are forests and chimps, so there we're protecting in the same way, working with the people. We're also in DRC, in Uganda, and it requires a lot of money. Then we're looking after orphan chimpanzees in the Republic of Congo, whose mothers are being shot mostly for the bushmeat trade. And we have the biggest chimp sanctuary for orphans in Africa. We've got over 150 individuals.
So now, one of the things, when you mentioned the people that are living outside of the village, now when you came to Africa in the 1960 in the early, and you were doing observational aspects, how important was it to take into account what the native people reported, even though they didn't have a scientific background? Was there certain wisdom in the indigenous culture that you could learn from?
Not really. These were not actual forest people. I've spoken with pygmies in Congo Basin, and they certainly know about chimpanzees. But these people were not really forest dwellers. They respected the chimps, but they didn't know that much about them.
But like now, in the case, like for instance, when you have people whose life is surrounded by nature. How important is it to take, say, the lore of what they have into account when doing your research? Is it like just one tool along with observation and other research methods?
Well, see, where I was in Gombe, it was a national park, so there was nobody living in it. There were just some rangers. And the people outside, they're agriculturists, that's why they don't know about chimps, and they were farming.
Right.
And so, in the early days, the forest was still all there, so there was no need to be concerned. And right across to the west coast, the forest stretched. And so it was really sort of in the 70s that the terrible degradation began. And when the first signs of bushmeat, that was about the early 80s. And it all escalated.
Okay. So now I'm also curious in terms of where do you see the Goodall Institute going in its work? Obviously it's an ongoing effort that's got to continue, but what else would you like to see happen with it?
Well, the other thing which I haven't mentioned yet, because I thought I'd said quite a lot, is our program for young people. And there's no point any of us trying to save the environment, protect chimpanzees or anything else if the young people aren't going to be better stewards than we've been. So this program is called Roots and Shoots. It began in 1991 with 12 high school students in Tanzania, and it's now in 131 countries around the world. It's got members from preschool through university, and every group is choosing 3 projects to make the world better. They choose themselves: animals, people, environment, with a theme of let's learn to live in peace and harmony with each other, between nations, cultures, religions, especially between us and the natural world.
Yes, it's starting to happen even in certain areas. Where I live, the coyotes, people are having to accept the coyotes and take steps because they don't have anywhere else to go. Now, in terms of, one of my boss, unfortunately, wanted me to know this question. In terms of, your work has been done with with chimps, but, what's your take on the American primate, the Bigfoot and the Sasquatch? There have been a lot of reports with native people. They see this, especially up in Canada where you were recently. Do you take any of that stuff into account at all?
Well, I'm not going to flat out deny their existence.
Mm-hmm.
I'm totally fascinated, and I would actually love them to exist. And of course it is strange, there's never been a single authentic hide or hair of the Bigfoot. So it's strange, but I've read all the accounts.
Okay, well now this is great. I should let you know that my daughter's friend dressed up as you for dress-up day last year. But so now that's a personal note, and I'm David Moy, and this is HuffPost Weird News, and we are talking with Jane Goodall.